In this second part of the tutorial on the bidirectional connection between Excel and Revit, we will deal with compiling data from Excel to Revit. In particular, we will compile a parameter that represents the type of rebar configuration. You need to have the Excel file filled out with a key column or row that allows you to identify the elements. In this case, we will use the mark parameter to connect the data to the correct object. To define the procedure, we launch the Excel settings command. Here we need to define the Excel template to use. The filter conditions on the objects are those defined in part 1 of the tutorial. The grouping and reading of objects by row is set up as in the previous tutorial. We then add parameters read from Excel, in particular reinforcement type. This is a constant parameter because the value is read from an Excel cell, in particular 4.4 cell. How do we know which line to take though? In this case, you need to make sure that it searches for the row based on the mark value present in the first folder of the Excel file. We then add a filter condition to search for elements with the correct mark. To do this, the comparison value is not a fixed value, but will have to be read by Excel. So the comparison parameter will also be a constant parameter, in which we will have to say which cell to read from. Since the Excel rows are different, in the reinforcement type parameter, it will be necessary to set the maximum number of Excel rows to be calculated. For example, we set it equal to 10. Once the configuration has been defined, we save it. The Create Report command, once the newly saved configuration has been added, allows you to fill in the reinforcement type parameter directly from the Excel file. As you can see, the columns now have the value of the reinforcement type parameter filled in. Thank you for the attention, and see you on the next tutorial.